Can you hear me?
Hey!
Hey! Oh my God.
This is so crazy. Okay. That are we live on Facebook yet?
I think we are.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
So can people
Like
see?
this is people see us. I think we don't have any viewers, not right now. But I'm now seeing myself on Facebook. I think
You
I
see
do.
yourself on Facebook on this live.
On this live, and I got my laptop. Yes, I see myself.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Deuces. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Let me text somebody to make sure because I don't see nobody. Ain't nobody on here. We done
Okay.
ran them off.
Come back wherever you are. We just had
I know,
7 minutes.
right?
I
Come
don't
on.
see you. I got my laptop up too. I don't see you on Facebook because I want to share it.
Um, well, hold up. Let me see if I could. Well, it wouldn't like let me tag you. Let's see if I can. Let's see, share the broadcast to whatever.
To
Yeah, I
Facebook.
don't see a way where I can like tag you. You would have to go to my you would have to
I'm
go.
on your Facebook page, but I don't see you.
Because it says only me. Lord have mercy. Can you see it
It
now?
says, let me refresh. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. We're live now.
Listen, this is proof that man, the devil, you gets no glory. You gets no glory.
Not
Bring these
today,
people
not
back
today.
to this info. Y'all share this video. We on a whole new platform right now. Y'all
Y'all,
just set up.
please share this video.
Share this video, right? We already got 8 people. They coming on back, Kamika. They coming on
Come
back,
on,
girl.
come
They
on, come
believe in
on, come
us.
on back, come on back. If
Yes,
they only knew
yes.
what we have went through within the last hour to get this to work, come back.
Listen, this is proof that man, this, we got this. We got this. I prayed. God already had me. He just wanted to see what we were gonna do, Kanika. So all right, y'all. If you are watching this thing, first of all, you're like, oh, what the world is going on? I saw them and I did not see them. Now they coming live on a whole new
Yes,
platform. That's
right.
how legit we are, y'all. We wanted you to legit get this information. So make sure you share this video with your folks,
Share.
whoever, because we're going to talk about budgeting. All
Yes.
right. So before I actually introduce, my expert, my professional, I am so excited to just even be here with her on today. Man, it's just amazing. She's also one of my and of course, women, we are leveling up and doing some amazing things all around. And so, anytime I get the opportunity to bump elbows with another sister, with the brown sister at that, I love it. So, but who am I? You may be looking at this for the first time and you're like, dang, who is this chick? My name is Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financials Credit Repair, and I pretty much get to help people understand credit. We specialize in and teaching millennials the importance of credit. Now, I don't know about you. Most times, credit has not been one of those big things. At least I wasn't taught that when I was coming up. And the lack of led to the topic that we're going to talk about today. Me not knowing credit also affected my savings, my investing, and everything else. So we're going to shed light on how you can save some money tonight. And even during this time with not money at all. So before Kanika to the live, I want to properly introduce her because I want to do it right. And so just to give you a backdrop, me, Kanika and I have never met face to face. We live right here in the city. We just recently linked up, not even 6 months ago, and
Right.
our children are best friends. So they're really good friends, and our children are also entrepreneurs. So her daughter inspires my daughter inspires her daughter, and her daughter has a lipstick or a lip gloss line called Duck Lips. So
Yes.
yeah. Yes, so it's legit, y'all. She had my lips popping. I'm like, wait a minute. And she's only going to the sixth grade. So you know I love seeing my young entrepreneurs and bosses up. So I love that. So first of all, before I even, bring her to the live, first of all, this person is dear to me. I really, really, really just love her support level. And she has a great deal of expertise in what we're gonna talk about tonight, y'all. She is going to talk about budgeting and savings. She is a trusted budgeting consultant. She has her very own business and she does this for a living. So she's going to shed light on some of the things that we can do. But man, when I tell you, she has a heart of gold. She loves helping people and she knows God. That's one of the main things that I really enjoy about her. Even through this process, we're like, oh, what is going on? We have mentioned God's name at least 45 times
Yes.
already in this short time. So listen, when anytime a sister can know God and we can collab in business, that's a sister that is worth connecting with. So I definitely wanted to present to others, none other than my friend, my business professional, and um, our budgeting consultant, Miss Kanika. Come on, chick. Come on, come on,
Hey
come on.
y'all. So I'm
Yes. Hey,
uh
hello, beauty. How you doing?
I am good now that we are streaming live.
Somebody said I'm back. LOL. Well, I'm glad
Thank
that
you
you're
for
back.
coming back. Thank you for coming
Tag
back.
your
Invite
folks,
a
y'all.
friend.
Tag y'all folks.
Tag your
Now,
friend.
okay.
Invite your friend. Yeah, I'm trying to get set up here. All right, there we go. All right, so I just give you guys just a little bit. Can y'all hear me still?
If y'all can hear it, could you drop something down in the comments? Hey, Miss Diggs. What's up? Make sure you share this video, y'all. I know I said that on the last, but this is we're getting into the meat. So if you can hear us, say I can hear you down in the comments or drop the peace sign, whichever is easier for you.
Right.
And we're gonna wait on it, Kanika, just because
Yeah.
we don't want to. Yes. Okay, so yeah,
All right.
they can hear us.
All
Both
right.
of
All
us.
right. We get some
Okay,
milk.
cool.
Okay. All right. So I just give you guys a little bit background on why budgeting is so near and dear to me and why I decided to empower myself as well as empower others. In about let's see, in 2015, my son was going to kindergarten. We had moved to a new city and state, and we were super excited. And we were going to drop off his supplies. I never forget. We walked in the class. The teacher said, "Hey, I'm Miss Whoever," and her first question to me was, "What subdivision do you live in?" And when she asked me that, I was kind of looking at my husband strange, like, what does that mean? After we left, we began a process, and I said she asked us that because she wanted to understand and know our economic status. And from that point on, I said no one will ever determine what I receive or what I do not receive or what my son receives or what he does not receive based off my economic status. So I said from that day forward, I was like, we have to come up with a plan so we can dictate where school he goes. So I said, so the first thing we got to do is we got to buy a house. He was like, okay, I'm game. We didn't know the first thing about buying a house. So I began to ask people, and they were saying, well, you got to have a down payment and some more things. And when they said down payment, I was like, number one,
Yeah.
I was a grad student. I was not working. My husband was the sole provider for our family. So I was like, what is that going to look like? So I began to research ways, to get that down payment. And I was like, I don't know the first thing about saving or budgeting. I don't know what to do. So God put so many people and just different resources in my life. We began to research what is a budget, what does that look like, what does a down payment, what is that going to be for us, what does that mean for us? So we stuck with this number, $10,000. Now, mind you, I was in grad school, I was not working, and we wanted to buy that house fairly soon, like within the next year. All in this time, as we're learning to budget, we're attending seminars. Our pastor at the time was very instrumental in just feeding us knowledge. We decided we were going to save $10,000, and we just figured that thing out. We began to live differently. We began to plan differently. We began to I started a business called Mixed Sweet Treats. I taught myself how to make treats. We began just to do these different things to empower ourselves so that our son and our other children, they will be able to have the things that we didn't have and live a lifestyle that is pleasing unto them. So once I learned all that I could learn, I was determined to share this information with others. Because if I'm empowered and my sister isn't empowered, what does that mean? What does that look like? I am as strong as my weakest link. I'm a strong believer in it. My mom instilled that in me. So if you are not empowered, then I'm not empowered. I'm obligated to share that information with you. So that's why we got started. And as we talk, I go into detail more about what that looks like.
Well, listen, that was first of all, you said $10,000 that you saved $10,000. So we're gonna want to know how did you save $10,000, and
In a
was
year,
it
in
in a
one
year?
year.
In 1 year? Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
in 1 year.
Yep.
Now, okay, y'all, I'm gonna make sure I ask her about that, but I ain't gonna. I got a question already. So our budget's hard for you to be consistent with. So I guess after you kind of go into all of that, we'll kind of circle back into it, because some of the questions that she's going to ask, she's going to present, and then it'll you'll be able to get the questions answered back. So we are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to mute my mic just to make sure that you do not hear my background or anything, so we can hear you loud and clear, okay?
Okay.
And we are ready to you to take it away. Now I will chime in just so that I can, because I'm looking and making sure that the questions are being answered. So you can pick us. So we definitely want to get your first part, and then if we happen to have questions, we'll rock and roll just like that. All right.
Okay, I'll answer that first question right away, and then I'll go into my part because I don't want to skip
Got
over
it.
it.
Okay.
And the question was, is it hard to budget? What was it?
Our budget's hard for you to be consistent with.
So for me, I'm going to be very transparent throughout this entire video. For me, initially, it was very hard because I did not practice self-control. Like I said, like I wasn't brought up in a household saying, hey, you need to save this, you need to do that. But I'm determined to set my own path. And so in that, I had to develop a lot of self-control, meaning I had to say, Kamika, if this is what you want for your family, then you have to do X, Y, and Z. If you want to save $10,000 so that you can choose the home and you can choose the school that your children will attend, then you have to stay on this budget. That meant setting alarms in my phone every time my husband got paid. Hey, $200 need to go here. That meant writing scriptures on my mirror that relates to the thing that I'm doing, because God is the leader in all things. And so I had to be diligent enough to become to have self-control. So it's only as hard as you make it. If this is something that you want to do, then I believe that you would do it. If it's something that you're lackadaisical about or you're uncertain about, then I don't think you'll have some struggle. And every day is not going to be easy. Things happen. This is real life. So you may plan to save $5 tomorrow, and then you need some gas. You might need to save it. I mean, use that $5. So it's all about how strategic you are and how you implement self-control.
Oh, self-control, I think, is definitely so very important. I remember when I even brought up the word budget. Like, I think
It's
when we first implemented it, like, especially, and even in relationships, like when you first bring up the whole budget, you feel like somebody then cuss you out. Like, it's like,
yeah.
what?
You saying I
What?
can't control my money? You saying I can't?
Yeah, what you saying?
What
Like,
you
it's like,
saying?
no, that's not what I'm saying, but
Right.
I'm saying I just want to know where my money is going. And it does when you finally say, even when you tell yourself that I'm going to save this money,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a great deal of consistency with doing so. And so hopefully we're going to get some how-tos so that they can go and be empowered to be able to save those coins, because it is possible, y'all.
Right.
It is
Right.
possible. I saved $5,000 in 26 weeks, and I didn't even think that I could do that. And I've continued to do it over and over and over again. So yeah. All right. Well, okay then, Kanika, we are ready. Take us away.
All
I
right.
know you said you were going to ask that.
Yep. All right. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is why is a budget important? A budget is very important because it gives your money a purpose. Every dollar needs a destination. When you're budgeting, you want to make sure that you know where every cent of your money is going. That's another thing that drives self-control. You have that purpose. Also, you have a vision for your family when you set a budget. So you're thinking about for me, you're thinking about what do you want to see, where do you want to see your family in the next 5 to 10 years financially. So it gives you that vision. It gives you a financial plan. We will not be where we are. Well, my hope and my dream is that I am not where I am today financially 10 years from now. So I need a financial plan to guide me and get me there. And it also just helps you to just stay diligent in your hopes and your dreams. A budget, it sounds like this big elaborate thing, but the way that I do it is very simple. Okay, you do it as often as you can. You have to set the table and the roadmap for you. So if it's bi-weekly, if it's monthly, or if it's daily, you set that plan to when you are budgeting. And also, there are several types of budgets. For us, we have a household budget, we have a savings budget, we have a traveling budget, and then I have savings budgets for each of my children. I have 3 children. Now, I'm not saying that initially that's something that you have to have, but you can have different budgets based on your family's needs. Oh, and you also, I recommend you have a emergency plan budget, especially during times like COVID-19, because we do not know what is going to happen. So an emergency fund is very, very, very important. I ask my clients to do that first before we start to tackle anything. Before we start to say, "Hey, I want to save for this Bentley truck." No, we're going to establish an emergency fund, because life happens every single day, and we need to be prepared for that. Do we have any questions before I keep going?
Someone has a question that says, how do you discipline yourself?
So for me, it was basically just getting in my own mind and telling myself, this is not about Kamika. This is about my husband. It's about my 3 children. It's about, I have brothers and sisters. I want to lead by example. So if I'm going to lead, I need to do it the right way, and I had to get away from myself and put it in my mind that this is something that I have to do.
Now, Kanika, I know you're married, and I don't know if you got the same situation. Have you ever had it where either one or the other? I don't know. Every relationship has a saver and a spender.
Good.
So, have you ever had to take the credit card or the bank card or cut it off at some point to help the other person exercise self-control?
Yes. So at times, well, I'm not a spender. Everybody calls me cheap. Well, my husband says that we cannot take this money to the grave. So he's like, we're going to spend it. And so, yes, there has been times where, we have put our credit cards in the drawer, like we're not swiping. And when my kids hear me say we are on no swiping duty, they're like, oh, we can't go out to eat. Oh, we can't get this, we can't get that. But in the long run, it's so much better. I have gotten to a point we had to compromise. My husband's like, Kamika, I hear you and I know you want to stay, but we got to leave. Like, I'm not going to work every single day to sit in this house and eat your food. We got to go out to eat or something. So now we have allowances for my husband and I and the kids, bi-weekly allowances. So that helps a lot. But yeah, I'm trying to save every penny.
What you said. Now,
Yeah.
we got another question. Emergency. Okay, so all right, no. All right, so depends on no. Okay, I got it. I thought we had another question that comes in. Remember, if you're just now joining, if you happen to have questions throughout, just make sure that you put it in the comments. Although we may not get to it right at that very moment, but we are watching it just to make sure that we get your questions answered during this time. Now, man, even with self-control for me is, for initially when I first started budgeting, Kamika, I had to categorize everything. I know you said you have like a separate account for everything, yes. But I have a separate, I guess a separate budget. It all works together, but entertainment has a budget. Personal care has a budget, and I actually track And I know sometimes people associate budget as being, I can't do anything, but that's not how my budget is. I don't change really anything about my spending. I'm just telling my money what I got going. So
Right.
is that like, I'm sure you're going to help us map it out of how to
Mhm.
even think about that, because people don't budget because they're afraid that they're losing control, or they feel like they don't have enough money to even to budget at all.
Right. So, yep, that's actually what I was going to next. How to budget. There's no way if you have $5 you can budget. Everybody can budget. I've worked with clients who make six figures and clients who make $7.25. Everybody can budget. And how do we budget? You have to get into your mind and just know that this is something for some, not all, because some people have money, they just need to tell their money where to go. But if we're getting to that point, we have to think about delayed gratification. I'm living like no one else today so that I can live like no one else tomorrow. So you have to think about that. There's a bigger picture on the other side. You have to set boundaries. I am a giver. I'd rather give you a gift. I'm not gonna give you my money because I am that cheap. But I have to tell people no. Within that year where we saved that $10,000, there was a line trip. My line was like the party and vacation. I had to say no. I can't go this time. People call and say, "Hey, can I borrow $25? Can I borrow $10 until?" My answer is no. Because if you were saving, then you wouldn't have to borrow from me. And I know that's probably a harsh way to look at things. However, I have to say no, and
Yeah.
it's okay. And the first couple of times, telling people no, I don't have, they kind of hurt my spirit. But at the same time, I have a goal, and I have to meet that goal. And once I meet that goal, I'll come back and I'll help you. But you just have to set boundaries. No one wants to live paycheck to paycheck, so you have to get in your mind: is that something that I want to do? Do I want to live paycheck to paycheck? No.
No.
So we don't have to. Some clients that I work with, they have payday loans or title loans, and we have to focus on those, not getting those things right away, or handling them right away in order to have a successful budget, because those things will take every dime you have,
Oh yeah.
depending on how much they are. You have to write down all of your bills, be accountable, all of your bills, all of your due dates. What the estimated amount is if you don't have an exact amount, and you have to be diligent and remembering those things. You have to evaluate your spending habits. I know for me, Ross is my best friend. So I will go in Ross all day. I will go from shirt to shirt. Now I've been about $50 worth of shirts, knowing that's not what I need to do. So you have to evaluate your spending habits. And it's not to say you can't do anything, but you have to be aware of those things that are excessive. Let's see. And you have to give yourself an allowance. Well, that's my own personal opinion. Because, like I said, my husband was like, Kamika, we can't take this money to the grave. So you have to give yourself an allowance so that you can be able to enjoy your life. So those are some
That's
of
a
my
good
how
point.
tos.
Listen, when you said I think that's how my family feel about me too. My husband loves to spend. That's one thing he does a really awesome job at. And his justification is that he's spending it on me. Like,
Yes.
no. He's like, yeah, I'm buying this. I mean, at one point, I actually did have to cut off my husband's card, like for real. And he probably wanted to cut off mine, but he probably couldn't because he knew he was spending more money than I was. But when we finally buckled down and was like, you know what, we gonna do this thing, man. The business got better, the personal life, the kids, all of that stuff got into order, which I guess you're gonna lead us to the
Mm-hmm.
house, like
Mm-hmm.
man, because again, it's still unclear to some, that whole budget word is like I hear it, but it's still a little scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
what was it that okay, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't even remember what I was gonna say, Kanika.
Okay. Okay, so how? So the first thing that we have to do is understand or look at all of our expenses. And if that means okay, look at your expenses versus your goal, I should say. So I ask all of my clients to list all of your expenses and list your goals to the side. When we look at those things that you're spending your money on, we want to see what do we need to cut back from. You may need to cut off that Netflix account. You may need to stop getting your nails done for a month. I don't know, but whatever it is, as it relates to your goal, is what we want to look at first. You want to see, what do I need to cut back on, and how is this going to help me become more disciplined. Also, only use things when it is needed. If you don't need those lights on, turn those lights off. Unplug things when you are leaving. Do not let that shower water run and let it get steaming hot before 30 minutes before you get in it, because that's your money. Your money just running down the drain. Like I said, do not be afraid to say no, and think about multiple streams of income. Think about multiple streams of income. That's one of the best things I have ever done for myself, was to empower myself and have those multiple streams of income. Because if my salary takes care of my bills, then that extra money, that's where that savings is coming from. That's where those trips may come from. So you have to evaluate everything that you have going on, and it give line items for everything. Like you said, you
Yeah, I
can
heard
put
that
some line
right.
items for, I mean, if you need to get tools for things. If you need, I mean, the most simple thing, if you want to take your kids on an ice cream date, put that in your budget. It's so doable. It's doable. You can do it. I promise you can.
And what that looks like is like a miscellaneous category. Now, you can't have too much money in your miscellaneous. I think I only had maybe like $150 in my miscellaneous funds. Because that's just like, hey, on the fly, or if somebody invites you to like a baby shower or something, like you don't have to feel guilty about like, oh, it ain't in my budget. Or if somebody hits you up and say,
Right.
hey, could you support me on this shirt? Or can you do this? Can you do that? You'll be able to have that room and that cushion, in your budget. That little line item, she's right. Like I have that miscellaneous just to make sure that I'm good. So man, this is some good stuff. I hope y'all are writing some notes, because Kanika's dropping some nuggets for real. These are things that she's used personally. And when she first got on the call, y'all, she said she was able to save $10,000 in 1 year
Yes.
in 365 days. Some of us still have $0 saved at the end of the year. And that was my story up until 3 years ago. That's for
Mm-hmm.
real. So yes, this is some good stuff, man. I'm excited. Let me mute my mic so I can keep, because you on the roll.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
Questions. Let's see what we got. I do. You must be doing good, because I'm seeing engagement. People are commenting, but I am not seeing. Okay, somebody said I'm writing. I'm
Good,
writing.
good.
Darlisha, do you got any questions? She says she's writing. I guess, she's writing so fast she can't write and type. She can't write and type.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna
But if they come in, I'll make sure that I keep up. But not at this time. You take us away. That means you're doing good. More than likely, you're answering the questions that they may have.
Okay, so when we were doing our little technical thing, we had our little issues. I had to switch spots, and I wanted to share something with you guys. So if you give me 2 seconds, I want to run in the office and get my binder real quick to show y'all something that's gonna help your life.
She's about to go and run get something. She says she's about to get something that's about to bless our life. If you are getting value from this live, I need you to share this video. Share this video. Share this video, because I know for sure that savings and budgeting, at least at this time, is a must. It is something that we are hurting for. We need it like right now. So we're giving you the tea. She's
Yes.
giving you the tea. And man, this is exciting. If you are somebody said 10K. Listen, they all right. Would anybody like to? Yep, they typing 10K. What's up, cousin? Hey, what's
10K.
up? They tagging they folks and everything.
I love it. I love it.
Love
And
it.
I'll expound on that 10K, y'all. I thought that was gonna be like the hardest thing in the world to do. But when I tell you, if you stick to it, I tell my clients this all the time. Before we even sit down and sign a contract, I tell them this. If this is not something that you are committed to, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste my time. If you have a goal that I'm going to help you get there. I've had clients to pay off 6 credit cards within a year and a half. I had a client to buy a new car, and I rode in that car. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." You have to, if this is something that you want to do, you have to have that discipline to do it, and it's not hard. It is not hard. It's I make it so simple. All we have to do is number one, and we're going to share goal sheets with you. We're going to talk about your goals. What is it that you want? We're going to analyze everything. We're going to analyze your spending habits. We're going to analyze your bills. We're going to analyze what are your 5-year goals, because this is not something that you want to do for now, like just for example, to get a house. This is something that you want to perpetuate on to your children's children. Like I said, I have to get over myself. It's not about me. It's about my kids and then my kids' kids. Because I want them to have the lifestyle that they dream of. And they deserve it. And you guys deserve it as well. The lifestyle that you want. I like to keep my hair done. I like to keep these eyebrows done. I like to look fly, even though I shop at Ross. And I can do that. You can do that.
Okay.
When I, like I said, when I saved that $10,000, I was a grad student. My husband was the only one working, y'all. So you can do it.
Well, listen, man, and to answer someone else's question, I think somebody still asks, like, how do you be disciplined? When I first got started, I wasn't. So some things you have to put safeguards in place. For me, what I did was I scheduled all my stuff out. Meaning, if you schedule it out, sort of like if you put something, with your paycheck, if they say, do you want to withdraw a certain amount each paycheck? Well, that was me. I would go in and set it up in my bank for it to automatically withdraw. Dang, what am I talking about? To withdraw from my checking account, and I can forget about it. So, like, sometimes, at least initially, if you don't, trust yourself, or you're kind of like, I don't believe I can be consistent, put things in place for yourself to make sure that you are consistent. And that was one of my key things. Auto drafting it. And, I auto drafted mine on a day that I got paid. So whatever day you get paid, you can set it up every 28 days on this date to draft whatever, or every 2 weeks this comes out. So yeah. So sometimes you just gotta, I didn't trust myself initially. And I always put things in place just to make sure. So I wanted to make sure I clear that question up and give the people who don't trust themselves an idea of what they can do to go ahead and start saving, or at least start taking action.
My husband, he's my other half of my brain. He just reminded me of something. Dad, what you just said, to move your don't be afraid to auto draft. And also, one thing that we did, we moved our bills around. You can get on their phone and you can call them and say, hey, I know that my light bill is scheduled to come out on the 15th, but it's going to be better if it come out on the 23rd for me, because XYZ, or you don't have to explain. Put those lighter bills. For us, it was on the back half of the month, the second biweekly check, because we had the mortgage coming out and all of those other hefty bills at the beginning of the month. So you can shift your bills around. And I'm gonna give y'all one secret that I give my clients, and I'm gonna give this to y'all for free.
Y'all heard
you call for free. This is a free tip. Now, y'all, this one right here gonna blow your mind. If you call the insurance company, like your auto insurance company, and let's say, for one vehicle, they estimate the amount of miles that you are going to drive within that year. Now, what you can do is you can call the insurance company and let them know that, hey, I use this vehicle only to go to and from work. I don't care if you drive this vehicle to Africa, but you're going to tell them that you drive this vehicle to and from work, okay? And then they're going to put those numbers in. They're going to say, how many miles is there? And let's say it's 15 miles. They're going to put into their little computer. They're going to come up with the estimate, and your automobile insurance is going to decrease significantly. And you can give me a shout out when you get that next bill.
I'm doing it. Listen, I'm doing it. And I'm gonna give
Yes.
you a shout. I'm gonna give you a shout out. Listen, y'all heard what she said. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
My husband said,
Wait a
Kanika, that does not
doggone
work. I said, okay, watch. And we call and I tell my siblings that. I've told so many people that because they have their own mathematical equation that they come up with. And that may not work out for you. I only work like 15 minutes away. And they may have it in that I'm driving 45 minutes and I'm not doing that.
minute.
So you have to take let's give it your money a mission. You tell your dollars where they're going. You don't have to
Give me
pay $130 for car insurance. You can pay 90.
man. Giving your money a mission, y'all. Wait a minute.
Yes,
I'm
you
writing it
have to.
down.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna be
have
calling
to.
them folks ASAP. She's saying
Oh
call your
yes,
insurance company now. That you should have insurance. It's a requirement, but we understand that you
things
know
happen.
things happen. But get you some insurance. But if you got insurance, y'all, call your folks. Wait a minute, you gotta say
Call
it
your
one more.
folks.
You gotta say, and you
Okay.
said you don't care if you driving to Africa. You tell them
I
folks
don't
that
care if you driving to Africa. You tell those people that you are going to and from work, okay? Because that's not a lie. You are going to and from work, but they have their own equation. And someone told me that along the way, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not gonna work. I had to find another way to save." And they were like, "Okay." And so I was like, "You know what? Y'all. I'm telling y'all, I never knew what escrow was, but the people told us that we needed to get them a check for X amount of dollars for escrow." And I was like, "Andrea's got to cut some money somewhere." And I called. And I have had several of my clients to do the same thing. It
Well, I'm gonna
works.
let you know how it works. I'm be calling. Okay. Now, is there a certain time frame that they have to have insurance, or they can be a new policy?
No, a
Oh,
new policy, and this is just scripted. Like when you're calling to set up your insurance, they already know like what they're going to put in for your miles based off the make and model of your car or in the city and state that you live in. That's already developed for you. Already come up with that. But you have to let them know I am not driving I'm not putting 250 miles on my car every day.
yeah.
You can take that out. I'm putting 15 miles on my car per me. So fix it. So yeah, it's nothing in it.
Okay.
Y'all listen, I don't do scams and things like that. That is not a scam. That is real life. You are if you're going if you don't go to work, tell them you're going to your mama house and from your mama house and tell them the miles. Okay, whatever works for you. I don't want them like Kamika said that you know.
Well, I you
Whatever
got
works for you.
listen. I'm gonna do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I work at the
That
house, but to and
Yeah,
from.
but you have to go to the grocery store and okay, I'm gonna give y'all this last one now. Then we're gonna start charging. I'm just kidding. But
Uh,
also let them know that if you don't drive your car, if you have one car that's like in the garage or in the driveway, but you have it insured, please let them know that because that will change the amount of your insurance significantly. If you have two vehicles and one is used for everything, and then one maybe we jump in the truck or the van just to go places, when everyone is going, please let them know that too, because that's gonna decrease the amount of your monthly payment for your insurance.
that's some good information, Kanika. That's some good
Yeah.
information. I'm hitting the door down trying to call them in the morning.
Call them. I went and got my binder, and I want to encourage if there's anyone on this live who is really, really, really thinking about starting a budget or getting your budget in alignment for your family, please grab this. You can grab a binder for a book. I am a firm believer of Habakkuk too, and you have to write your vision down for your family. You have to write your vision. If you're a single person, write your vision down for you. And in this binder, is Team Bloomfield's budgeting binder, savings and budgeting plan. We eat on the level of our vision, and our family stands on Jeremiah 29 and 11. I'm not a minister or anything. I'm just telling y'all what I do. That helps me. But I put all of our financial goals in here. We do our vision boards and we do them on paper just so they can fit in this binder. And I want to tell y'all something. This is the vision board that we did when we saved that $10,000. So this is real life, y'all. It's in this budgeting binder. You see, we saved that $10,000. This is the house my husband thought we was gonna have, and we were not living in Memphis at the time. We were living in Alabama. But all of that is here. Write that stuff down, y'all. Write it down. Um,
Man,
we're going to give
wow.
you guys some freebies today. You're going to get the budgeting sheet that I use, as well as the goal sheet that I use. So if you would just share your email addresses with us, and then we'll get those budget sheets to you. But I put all of that in here in my binder. So that's a little tidbit I
Wait a
want to
minute.
give you guys.
So they get goal sheets. So for anybody who's interested, they get goal sheets where they will be able to track their goals. Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Okay, and y'all, you heard it. This is free resources, free information, things that she normally charges for. But you
Mm-hmm.
guys are going to be able to get access to it for free. Okay, and
For
then also
free.
you meant for the free 99. Okay, as my pastor say. Uh, but so they get a goal sheet, and they also get you said a tracking.
But a budgeting sheet, and that's going to help you track your budget. And on your budget sheet, it will help you to track your bills and expenses. You can identify the specifics of those things, and it has the amount that you will pay, when it's due, and then your actual amount. And it also has like your financial goals on there and things like that.
Man, that right there, y'all, is big. That is valuable. That is
Oh,
valuable. A lot of us just, honestly don't know the tools and the resources to start, and that is the very first step. I
yeah.
also live my life by Habakkuk 2:2, and like you said, I'm not a minister, but I do believe in writing the vision and making it plain. When you actually put it on paper, man, everything that I've written
That's a
down has
benefit.
manifested, like for real. And there was a point in my life, and if you happen to see me commenting, y'all, my assistant is actually running my Facebook page. So if you're like, dang, how is she able to talk, maneuver, all of that stuff? Listen, I have an assistant here that is assisting, me in running this page. So yeah, so all
Look, I'm
right,
doing it
so
like this.
yeah, right. I do believe in writing the vision and make it plain. And one of the main things is everything, like I said, everything that I've written down, I have manifested literally. Like right now, I got some things that I'm working on. Like I want, and I want I got my flat balls group. My goal is 1,000 bosses. Like, man, when you guys win, I win. So,
That's
savings
right.
is one of those huge things. And I also have a savings challenge where I teach you step by step, like as far as the dollar amount and everything. And I walk you through it on how to set that up. So that's something else that I have, because a lot of times we just don't know. We got to be guided all the way to the finish line. Like that is just, bottom line. So, if you're a person
Mm-hmm.
that you're like, hey, I would like to start in the savings challenge, is you save $5,000 in 52 weeks. That's pretty much 365 days. And y'all, I know you may say, oh my God, $5,000. Yes, it is very well possible. We blow more money on things. Like I used to spend on a week just on things that I didn't even know where my money went. Have you ever had wasteful spending where when you finally start tracking your spending, Kamika, did you
Mm-hmm.
find that what were you spending the most money on? Were you like at Ross? You said it was
Fast
Ross, right?
Ross and fast food. Oh my gosh! If you just like, uh, I pick AJ up from school and he'll say he want a burger, so we go get a burger. They're gonna turn it to a meal. And then if I don't feel like cooking, we're going out to eat. We travel a lot. Well, not right now, but anyway, we traveled a lot, so it was eating out, and I had to figure this thing out. Like, we're gonna have to nip this in the bud. So I started packing my husband's lunch. I started telling AJ no, which was very hard.
Yeah.
And I started, you know what? When people ask me, if people want to bless me, or if it's my birthday, which is a national holiday, it's next month. If you want to bless me with something, give me a Ross gift card. And people would say, "Girl, you want a Ross gift?" Yes, I do, because I'm gonna go in there and spend all of it. So yeah, so when I sat down and looked, I'm like, this is too much. Like we can cut back a lot.
Yeah.
That
Listen, well, I think for me, there was a little notepad that I kind of kept with me. And like, I didn't use my phone initially because for some reason, when you wrote it down, you felt convicted just writing it. You know, like, oh, I've just wait a minute, Starbucks $10,
Mhm.
Baskin Robbins $5. You know,
Yes. This stuff
I
adds
used to
up.
eat 3 times a day. Like I would go to cake and catfish, then you go,
Mhm.
nothing but one cake. It's like it was ridiculous. So when I
Look at you
finally
just picking up
started,
these little things, and it
it was
starts to
ridiculous.
add up.
Yeah, it adds up quickly too. And and some people like they'll write some things and not write everything. So
Mhm.
and then also something else we have to start doing is stop withdrawing cash. Some of us are
Ooh.
withdrawing cash from our checking account and we don't even know where the money is. It's just like I just withdrew $500 and I can't even tell you where I spent the $500 at. Come
Mm-hmm.
on now. Have you had that before? Have you had clients who've done? I'm sure you've had.
Yes. They cash their check, and their check is gone by the time it gets to the house. That's why that
Nothing
auto
happened.
pay is so important, my friends. Now, I will say that it helps me, and it's help a few of my clients to take the money out for their groceries and for their gas. And
Yeah.
that's about it. But everything is keep your money in your account. And listen, that no swipe rule will save your life. Or writing it down. For me, the no swipe rule. Just this it's accountability for me. So every time I say, okay, I'm gonna run it routes real quick, just pick up a journal because I love journals and calendars. I'm just going here and I'm like, ooh, I don't have that. That wasn't on my budget, so I cannot. Okay, no swipe, no swipe.
Wants versus needs. So that's another thing.
Yep.
Priorities. And then also, y'all, when you start to list everything that you're spending money on, like she mentioned before, and then you got your goal right beside it, you can then prioritize, like, hey, based off of what you're spending your money on, does it align with the goal that you're saying that you want? And
Mm-hmm.
if you're saying that I want more family vacations, yet you're constantly going to nothing but bunt cakes and wasteful spending, I had to start declining random invites. You can't just
Oh, oh
randomly
yes.
invite me to to dinner or on a cruise. We can't do that because I know it's not that I don't have the money. Let's be clear. It's that I don't
That's
have the
it.
money for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
That's the part. Don't be afraid to say no. I'm telling you, my friend and my mom just the other day, we were looking at comforters, a price match, my friends. We were looking at comforters and she was like, you have to get this comforter for AJ. He need this comforter. And I said, yeah, that's a real nice comforter. But I'm gonna see, can I get it for a cheaper price? And she said, you are so cheap, it makes me sick. And that is okay. I found that the comforter for a cheaper price, y'all. And she was like, okay then. But you can say no. Be bold and say no. I cannot buy that. I cannot join you on this trip. I cannot join you for coffee. And if you are treating, I would join you for lunch. Other than that, it's a no for me.
It's
And it is okay in the beginning. And I'm not gonna act like this was just the coolest thing. Like I just jumped up, like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to budget. I'm gonna save this 10,000, and I'm rocking with it. It was hard. It was hard, but it was not the hardest thing that I ever had to do. Now, the hardest thing would have been to tell my kids, we're gonna stay over here and these people gonna tell us what to do. We're gonna keep renting this little house out. Y'all ain't gonna have no space. That would have been very hard. It's not hard. It's not hard when you have a goal in mind. And we can do it. We can do it. And it's gonna my pastor say baby steps, little bit by little bit. You start off saving $5, then you go to 10, then you go to 15, and before you know it, you'll have 1,000 saved. Just like that.
well, speaking on like when you feel like you don't have a lot. I know sometimes people feel like they don't have a lot. And I'll tell what I did after you didn't, say it, but people need to know like if I don't have much or I feel like I don't have much, like where do they start? Do they and is there a set amount that they're able to, kind of start saving? Like what does that look like? Have you ever had clients who didn't quite have a lot of money, but desired to begin savings. What type of advice would you be able to give those clients?
So for those clients, I tell them number one, a lot of times, not all the time, a lot of times those clients are the clients who also struggle with paying things on time. So that's why they're in that situation. So we number one look at getting on track to making sure that we are paying our bills on time. That's a relief within itself. And then after that, and that you can get aligned in a 3 weeks to 3 to 4 weeks, you can become in alignment. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna be paying all your bills, but you can start to see that dark cloud leaving your space. Once you get in that routine for about 3 to 4 weeks. And after that, we start to look at what is manageable for you. What's manageable for me is not what's manageable for you. It may be that, okay, now we're paying all of our bills on time, and now we need to look towards saving $10. Okay. And then we'll have 3 to 4 more weeks. Okay, now we really got this thing intact. Now I can start saving $10. Uh, it is whatever amount works for you and your family or for you as a person. No amount is too small. I think when our first savings was probably $20, and that is a true story. We had to get in a routine to say, hey, we can actually do this thing. And it's scary, y'all. It's not, like I said, it's not
Mhm.
something that you just jump up and say you're gonna do. I have to feel comfortable and know this is something that's really gonna work for me. So we have to sit down and analyze everything. And that's how we get to that point where we're saving, and no amount is too small, like I said.
Well, we got a question. When my savings account gets to a certain amount, that's when I start spending. How do I ignore my balance knowing that I have saved for this amount?
That's a great question. One really simple things to do is to eliminate the debit card amount. I mean, the debit card for that account, for that savings account. So you can't go and withdraw. That's one thing you can do. You could also, I don't know what bank that you have, but I know for me, I can call and ask that no withdrawals be made from this account without a. I mean, I can call and say if I withdraw from this account, then I will be penalized. I'm not sure if that's something. I have a credit union and they're awesome. And that's something that I could put in place. But not having that easy access to swipe is really good. My husband just came with look, this is my telling you, that's my other side of my brain. He wanted me to remind you guys that paying your bills on time eliminates late fees. And you can save when you eliminate those late fees.
Oh yeah. We got another question, Kanika, is so pretty much the how to. How do
Mhm.
you execute the budget? So if you are trying to create the budget, once you have the map out what budget, how do you execute the budget? What are some of the things, like if you can give us the step by steps? What are some of the key things? Like one of the first things that you're going to do when you are looking to even create a budget.
So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to look at those due dates. When are your bills due? You're going to look at the amount of those bills. And what I have found that works is you with that first, well, it really depends on the person. I'll just use myself for an example. That first biweekly check, that's where my heavy bills are. That's where the mortgage and the light bill. And so we have to itemize all of those things based on the amounts. And then we roll over the smaller bills to the second biweekly check, if that makes sense. So you basically have to balance out your budget so that you're not spending all of your money in the beginning and then you have nothing in the middle, and then you have some money at the end. You want to make sure that it balances out. Does that help?
Just to break that down, you guys, what she was speaking of is, she gets paid bi-weekly. Some people get paid weekly, some people get paid once a month, but in this scenario, she gets paid every 2 weeks. And in this, you are writing down any bill that you pay on a monthly basis, like your necessities, meaning like things that you got to keep paying every month.
You got
Your utilities gonna keep coming every month. That cell phone gonna keep coming unless you cut it off. house note and all that, all your major bills. And so Kanika spoke about it in the beginning to say you can change the due dates. So if the due date doesn't work for you, just you can call them, get on the phone, and let them know what works best for you. But she scheduled the lighter bills on the front end because they are, the house note, the heavy stuff. And then, she called to reschedule, not reschedule, or make arrangements for the smaller bills. But either way, everything is getting paid on time. So that's the very first step. You cannot ignore this step. Okay. Write down everything that you spend on expense wise, the necessities first. That's where you begin first, right? All right. Take us away. Step 2.
All right. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting some more water. I'm just a coffee.
Me too. I hope y'all are getting value. If you are, make sure you're sharing this video. We got a couple of contests that's going on. It looks like in the comments.
Yes. Okay. So once you get that down, you get your bills in line. You want to focus on making sure that you are sticking with that budget no matter what. Like needs versus wants. We're going to put those wants. I don't want to sound the back end because it makes it sound bad, but we're going to save that for a later date.
What would you consider a want?
Something that you can that you can live without. So you can live without. Yeah, I know this is gonna sound bad, but you can live without eating out every day. You can live without that cup of coffee. You can live without that gym membership because you can do some things at home.
What about your hair?
Well, see, I don't know about y'all. Okay, so this is another true story, y'all. If you want something real bad and you got some goals, you're gonna do what you got to do. So for that year, I did my own hair. My husband clipped my ends, and my husband did my little eyebrows so they got thin. But I rocked with it, and it worked for us. It worked for us. So I saved that money. So it all depends on what your goals are. What do you think? What are your needs versus your wants?
They better get a unit. I'm telling you, them units be coming through. Man, my girl Denise is okay.
You right. Get do whatever works for you. It's natural hair is in. Put your little ponytail, little puff ball. You'll be all right. Put your lashes on. It's gonna all work out.
Y'all heard that right? Some of us, yeah. Again, that's that sacrifice word that we talked about.
Have to sacrifice.
You got to.
You have to sacrifice.
So after they have determined their wants and needs, what is the next step that you would say that they need to do in that process?
Consistency is key. Be consistent day after day, month after month. You have to be consistent in your budget and also be flexible. I say consistent / flexible because things happen. I'm not going to sit here and say things do not happen. Things happen. Be flexible and know, hey, if something comes up, let's say I had all my bills listed out, I had them on the due date, I know what's going on. You may have an accident. I broke my finger yesterday. So, I mean, things happen. So I have to, you may have to pay a doctor's bill, copay. Be flexible and know that things are going to happen, but it's not the end of the world. You can always work harder or, cut off some things or cut back on some things in order to meet those goals. But be consistent / flexible and give yourself some grace. Now, grace does not look like, okay, Tamika said I can give myself some grace, so let me go ahead and go buy these Steve Madden. No, that's not grace. That's not grace. So,
Uh-oh.
Did it cut out?
Stick to the goal, y'all. Stick to the goal. All right. So after they have already, so after they determine wants and needs and they're consistent, it's just now just drive the plan.
You just have to drive that plan. You have to drive that plan until you cannot drive that plan anymore. Put your plan in your calendar, put it in your phone, put it on your refrigerator, and most importantly, get you an accountability partner.
Come on now.
Get you an accountability partner, someone who is going to check in on that, on those goals. And you may have several accountability partners. I have my mentor, I have my husband, and I have my best friend. Those 3 people know what I'm working on. I may tell all of them, I may tell them, what goal I'm setting financially or what goal, whatever. All of the, all three of those people know what I'm working on. And anytime they're going to check on me and say, hey, Kamika, did you do this? Or did you pay this out for? Did you save for this? Or what is it looking like? Because you need somebody who's going to be there to say, hey, I know everybody meeting up to have drinks, but you really trying to work on saving $50 for X, Y, and Z.
And don't be getting mad at your accountability partner, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
When you designated somebody to be your accountability partner, I almost look at, an accountability partner as a person that I can't let them down. My husband is my accountability person. I can't let them down. I do have a friend who, I share all of my goals with. And I feel like, if we make an agreement or if we want to do XYZ and she's checking up on me, and she can check up on me at any time, and it's not for me to justify, oh girl, well, I had this going on, I've been doing this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, like when somebody's checking you, be checked gracefully. Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
and get yourself together, because sometimes everybody needs somebody that's gonna check them,
Yeah.
because you need an accountability partner anyway, because you desire to be checked, but really need to be checked. Because some of us have some things in us that, like, you got to take it outside of you. When you give it to somebody else, that's why when I tell my husband I'm ready to work out, I only tell him I'm ready out of my mouth when I'm really ready to do something. So if you are sharing something with your accountability partner, you want to be serious, because that person is gonna be like, girl, you talking about something you want to save $5,000 that you just was XYZ, or girl, you talking about something you want to do this, and it's like they're not gonna take you serious. And after a
Right.
while, people are not gonna respect the fact that, oh yeah, she just talking. That's just something else that she doing. So an accountability partner is designed to keep you in line, or at least check up on you, so that in its good. Sometimes not everything is gonna go smoothly with your accountability partner.
Right.
Sometimes they're gonna say some things that you don't like, but it's in love always.
Mm-hmm. That is so true.
Depending on
And especially if
yeah,
your spouse is your accountability partner, uh, just let be checked. Because most,
be
if you're not, get checked. Because I know Andrea says, like, well, Kamika, you just told me that you do not let you order anything else from Amazon, and look at you. And I'm like, yep, you're right.
And ladies, I know sometimes with you, if you are married and like your spouse sometimes get a little snappy in this, sometimes it's not what we saying, it's how we saying it. So what I did was I kind of, said to my husband's like, I thought we had a goal up, or like just kind of put the goal back. If you all had a shared goal together that you expressed, then just stand on the goal versus saying, oh, well, you spending money on shoes or you doing this. If you highlight the goal, then they'll be reminded, like, oh, yeah, I did say that. So sometimes it's not what we say, it's how we say it. So just make sure that we remember that. Let me see if we got any more questions before we let's see. Y'all, and I want to apologize for my camera. Man, I haven't set it up yet. And of course I'm on my laptop. So the lighting is not the best. Like I got stuff kind of like everywhere. So Kamika already over there glowing and stuff. And I'm over
Well,
here
you already
looking
know what
like
I had
I'm
to
in
do.
I'm in the basement. I look like I'm in the basement over here, but man, this is some good information. So pretty much what we're saying is, and I guess you about to take us home to our last point. Like if you had to give anybody, if you had to give them last minute advice, what would that last thing be? To give that person, this kind of if this is still this whole B word, this budgeting and savings, it goes together. You can't do one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you can't start saving until you start budgeting.
Right.
Honestly, but what do you have to say to those people? What's the best advice that you can give?
Start scared. Start scared. It doesn't matter how scared you are, how afraid. I don't make enough money. I'm never going to be able to save. I wasn't brought up off saving. Nobody ever told me about a budget. Start scared. All you
Start
have to
scared.
do is put your mind to it. And that's not even easy. But start scared. Have a plan in mind. uh, have goals in mind and know that you can accomplish those goals. It doesn't matter what, if it's to say $50 and you are making $50, you can save $50. It may look like cutting back, not eating out. What you have to start scared and develop a plan that is going to work for you, and know that this is doable. This is doable. There are people who have superseded this thing. That that's what I tell my kids. I know somebody out there is budgeting and saving, and they are doing a good job at it. And guess what? I know that we can do the same thing. So you deserve it. You are we are people who, I mean, we really can do anything that we set our mind to. So you just get it in your mind that this is something that you want to do to better yourself, to better your family, whatever, whomever, and you stick to it and you get to it and be consistent with it. Start scared. It's okay. You can do it.
Start scared, y'all. Start scared, like for real. That's it right there. That, I mean, that is it. Because all of us, when we started, I know I was scared. Were you scared when you started? Like, you did
I
you
was
have
terrified.
yeah. Have you ever
I was
seen it done
terrified.
before you actually jumped into budgeting? Did you come from like a background of like people who understood budgeting, money and savings? No. Okay.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm. And me and my siblings, we talk about that all the time. Once I learned, my sister under me, man, I wish she could get on here and tell her story. Like she was, and I always asked her, like, she been gave me permission. I could tell her story. She was like working at Starbucks, making $7.25. We started talking, and I was like, every time, oh, Princess, guess what I learned today? Or guess what? Look, if you save this, or if you do this, or if you cut back on this, you can save this. And we start working that thing. My sister drove to Collierville and got a car off the lot. And if I told you her down payment, you'd think I'm lying to you. I mean, anybody can do it. I mean, she was paying her bills on time, had her own apartment, and a daughter with zero amount of help. And mind you, I said $7.25. If it was that at the time,
Wow.
so it can be done. And this is not hearsay. This is what I saw with my two eyes. I'm telling you, it could be done.
7.25. Now,
Mm-hmm.
man, I think minimum wage now here in Tennessee is more than that. So everybody working should be making more than 7.25, right?
Oh, so it's doable then. It's
Yeah.
doable. It's doable.
Wow. Well, I guess, and even for me, if I had to give the best advice, first of all, in order for you to even get started, you got to track what you're spending for the first 30 days. So, you may not be able to start, right away, but, just to kind of find out what you're spending money on, what I had to do was I had to do that little tracking sheet. I used to track what I was spending money on, or just use your debit card for everything. If you use your debit
Yeah.
card for everything, you can use your statement to kind of, figure out what things you're spending money on. And then you can print your statement off and highlight it in red just to try and figure out how much money. Then start the steps that Kamika has highlighted, because now you know what you're working with. Now you knowing where your money is going, because when you in it, you're gonna be doing what you normally do and still
Mm-hmm.
trying to work in those things as well. So I would say just track what you're doing at least 30 days prior to, so you can find out who are you. Some of us
Yeah.
found out like I was like, I'm just this bougie chick that ain't got no priorities.
Ain't got no. Yeah.
None. I ain't ashamed to tell y'all. Listen, but
Right.
who I am now is, I save money. I do savings challenges, in which in the next week or so we're gonna do it together. And so that's it. Like, you got to challenge yourself. You guys to continuously get better. And like, I'm glad I did, but again, it came with experience. It came with life. I did not wake up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna save you some money straight out of high school," because if that was the
Right.
case, like, I would have already been set.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I hope you guys got some valuable information. If you all are interested in the goal sheets, Kamika is giving you guys access to her goal sheets that she used with her clients. She's also providing you got to tell me, wait a minute. You said a track
Budgeting sheet.
budgeting track. So this is no excuse why you can't start. You have resources available for you for the free 99,
Free
y'all.
ones. And then I gave you a free tip. So they cooking with grease now.
I'm telling you, you listen, y'all cooking with high grease. Y'all better call that insurance company because I'm be knocking the door down trying to trying to get them on the phone. Man, what
Right, right.
you said, man, that's it. So, man, Kamika, we want to, man, thank you so much for coming on to the live. We really
My
do
pleasure.
appreciate you. Man, this thing was so lit. I learned a lot. I got my own personal notes here. And I'm sure just by the comments, I see a lot of people are excited. They've been sharing and
Awesome.
commenting like crazy in these freaking comments. So thank
Awesome.
you guys so much just for, coming to the live. Man, this meant a lot. We definitely going to have to link up, Kamika, again.
Sure
And I want to
thing.
bring you in the shoe page so you can come deeper, where you can go even further.
Yes.
With my fly bosses. So that's another thing. When you are in business for yourself, you definitely got to make sure you're thinking about the future, because number one, when you first get in business, you're scared to death because now if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's
But
it.
on top of that, if something happened to you right today, do you have a savings plan that's going to be able to back you up? And that is so very important. We need to make sure that we working towards this. So I would love to have you in the She Cave, just so that you can pour into our fly bosses and our sisters
Sure
because they
thing.
need it for their businesses.
Yes. And I would like to let everybody know that the month of June, I am booked and will not be taking any clients, but I will be taking 3 clients in July. If anyone is interested, 3 clients, and that's 5 sessions for only $125 altogether, not separately. So that's a whole steal. And I will be walking clients through each step. You will have an accountability partner. You will have someone personally analyzing your budget and walking through those with you if anyone is interested.
So how do they contact you? So I believe I have your contact information, and I'm going to drop it. What is the best
Yes.
form of communication to actually communicate with you, just so that we know? And I will
Email. Email
email.
budgeting with meek at gmail.com. Budgeting with MEEK at gmail.com.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me drop this. There you go. Boom. Here you go. I'm sending it over to my assistant right now. All right, guys, if you got questions, last minute questions. We'll take one more question before we let Kamika get off the live. And again, just thank you so much, you guys, just for rocking. Some of you guys came back
Yes.
after our live kind of crashed. And so it's just proof that you were supposed to be in the place because you came
Yeah.
back, right? You came right on back. So I am so very excited about that. All right. So she only has 3 clients. All right, just to recap, the best form of communication to contact Kamika, I'm sorry, is budgeting with Meek.
Yes.
And that's budgeting with Meek at gmail.com. And they're going to be a place in the comments that there it is. And then
Yep.
also, she's only taking 3 clients. She's booked completely for the month of June. That's a good problem to have, booked and busy. Okay. But she's taking 3 clients for the month of July. And so she's even extending a discount. So definitely make sure that you reach out. Only serious inquiries only. I know my people on this live, they're always serious, so we don't have to worry about that, right? So
Right.
we just say thank you for
Thank
this.
you
We
all for
won't
having
keep
me.
you, and I will stay on the live to just see if anyone else has any questions, but I definitely didn't want to hold you, but we wanted to thank you because tonight, and we learned a lot. And man, you turn the light bulb in some folks' minds. Some
I'm
people that have been scared are going to start scared, like you said on today.
yes.
So and then also when you all start, keep us updated. If you are a
Please
fly
do.
boss, make sure you tag Kamika in your whenever you decide to get on board, whatever. That way we know that
Tag
the
me when you start
information you
using
receive
those sheets.
is working.
They
Something's
can
going
tag me
on.
when they use those. or if they have questions about the budget sheets, or the goal sheets. So the goal sheets, they ask some personal questions, and they're thought provoking. So if you have any questions, please shoot me an email. But bear with me in the month of June, because I'm not going to be I will not be able to respond as soon as I would any other time. But yeah, please ask questions or let me know how your budgeting sheets and goal sheets are going.
Got it. Well, I got a couple of emails, and I'll just make sure that we get those to you guys. Just make sure that you comment. Try to, yeah. So once this live ends, I will copy your email addresses, and then I will hide them from the actual broadcast. That way, no one is randomly, sending you emails, because people are bogus like that. Folks will be commenting their email addresses, and somebody will all of a sudden just start putting them in their own system. But if you have dropped your email, I'll just make sure that we zap that, before, directly after this live, so that we can get you the information that you need. So yeah, y'all, we are out in this thing again. I'm Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financial's Credit Repair. And again, I have teamed up with Kamika, last name Bloomfield, and she actually brought the heat today. And her company, she tell me again the name of your company, because I definitely don't want to. Bloomfield.
So Bloomfield Services LLC, and Budgeting with Meek isn't it? How am I trying to say this? Is a company under that umbrella. We have several other businesses as well. So that's Bloomfield Services LLC. You can find us on Facebook.
You can find it on Facebook, in a Facebook. Is that a Facebook group that they'll find? Is Budgeting with Meek, MEEK?
Well, they can find the Facebook. It is Bloomfield Services LLC.
Bloomfield Services. Okay. Well, you all have been provided. You are connected. If you have questions, reach out. If you can't remember any of this information,
these questions are coming in.
They coming in and
yeah, I'm like, oh, we'll get to that.
Right. So yeah, they are. They pretty lit. I told you they lit on here. And man, congratulations. Also, whoever, look, we got quite a few people that are still viewing 1 hour later. So there's some hungry people that are, really honestly wanting this information. And we just honestly just say thank you for blessing us with your expertise. That meant a lot.
My pleasure. Anytime I'm able to help, I am here. And I do ask that you guys share this. Don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with someone. Bless someone with this information. That's how we will all grow. This is how we all will prosper. And there's enough money out here for all of us to save and win together. So share.
Well, all righty. Well, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to answer the last minute questions that they do have on the live. And so, again, we will chat and get caught up. And thanks again for everything.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Y'all, did you get some value out of that? Listen, man, that was absolutely amazing. Wait a minute. This mic is in my face. Well, I thank you. Let me read some of these comments just in case you guys had some questions for me. What do you got? Okay, very interesting, ladies. Thank you both for your time and expertise. You're doing a great work, Lavera. Thanks, sister friend. Man, thank you for tuning in. Listen, I am just doing what I told God that I would do. I would be obedient, and that I would just even move. Even with today, like, the devil thought he had us with all of this, the technical difficulties, but sometimes you just got to keep on moving. This is proof that, and if you are a fly boss and you are watching this, listen, sometimes you have things that, you run into, but you got to keep going. You got to be consistent. People got to see you outside of your element. That's honestly what inspires people to know that they're in the right spot. So just make sure you keep doing what you're doing. And listen, savings is not as bad as you think. When you start, it honestly gets to be addictive. For me, I have to have a bank outside of my normal banking account just so that I cannot transfer funds from my regular checking account to my savings account. My savings account is in a bank that is too far to drive. I do not have a bank card associated with that particular savings account. And sometimes you got to do that. You got to trust yourself. You got to not trust yourself until you prove yourself that you can. And even when you do, you still got to have guards up to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. So, all right then. Yes, thank you, Fly Boss. No, thank you, Fly Boss. So I'm ending this thing, and I hope you guys had an amazing time. Again, if you are interested in saving $5,000 in 52 weeks, that's 365 days, then definitely make sure that you reach out. I got something specifically for you guys, and it's releasing soon. Okay, it's going to tell you step by step on how much you need to save. And when you see the numbers, it's going to blow your mind. A lot of times we think about $5,000 and we got to, oh, that's just too much. But it's the small amounts that add up. And you'll be surprised. Like if I was able to do it in half the amount of time, I did it so well that I just doubled the challenge, which means that I was able to save $10,000 in 26 weeks. So no matter where you are in your journey, you will be able to you just got to set the goal. Set the goal. It's okay if it seems unrealistic. I know sometimes they tell us to set realistic goals, but all of my goals were unrealistic at some point in my mind. I never did think that I could save that type of money in a 26-week time span. So again, you can do it. You can do it. You that is watching this video, you can absolutely do it. So start scared, like Kamika said, and take actions. Again, if you need the budget sheets, they're totally free. Make sure you drop your email so that we can have access and send it to you directly after this live. So again, I'm Lavera Coleman of Coleman Financial Credit Repair. I'm always bringing an expert to the live on Mondays just so that I can shed light on whatever it is that we need to know during this week. Next week, we actually have a car salesman that's supposed to come and shed light on why are so many people getting denied for these car loans. So you definitely want to make sure that you're tuned in. If you have not done so already, make sure you put our page on notifications. So I am out, y'all, and I hope you all have an amazing week. And thanks again. Talk soon.